Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday, Jar of Pain babies. It's Matt back. Matt and Ben, technically, with another episode of the Jar of Pain podcast. I hope your life is going well. I hope everything is going well. It is a Sunday that I'm recording this. It is so windy and cold. I believe my house is probably anywhere between 60 and 63 degrees at this current moment. And let me tell you, I'm loving it. I'm going to watch the last Hobbit movie tonight, which I've also been loving. I'm going to make a pork chop and some Brussels sprouts. Going to stay in ketosis, baby. Yeah, life is good right now. Life is good. I do want to just issue a warning about this episode. This is the grossest episode we've ever done. I'm not proud of it, but when the jar asks us questions, we must react. And sometimes the topics of those questions are things about bodily fluids. They're things about bodily solids, you know? So if you're squeamish, skip this one. Go listen to an old one. I guarantee you've forgotten some of the things from those episodes anyway. All right, well, I hope all your dreams come true. Oh, this is becoming a theme. I always forget this. Our next live show at the Eau Claire Improv is on December 7th, Saturday, December 7th, the anniversary of Pearl Harbor. However, we'll be doing nothing in recognition of that because that would be kind of weird. But you feel free to ask a Pearl Harbor question. It's the first rated R movie I ever watched. It also was a real historical event and not just a movie starring Ben Affleck and Josh Hartnett, where Josh Hartnett thinks his friend is dead and has sex with his wife. So, yeah, we'll see you there December 7th. And again, I hope you have a great week. I hope you're already having a great week. I hope it ends well if it started bad. I hope it ends well if it started great. I hope it only gets better. We're all in this together. And I love you. Thank you for listening. Matt out. This is the grossest episode we've ever done. Do not listen. Warning, warning. Do not listen.
Jonathan, what time is it? 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 Jonathan, what time is it?
Welcome back to the Jar of Pain podcast. My name is Matt.
What's up, sluts? I'm Ben.
And we're fucking back, dude.
Fucking back.
Looks like a little bad guy energy rubbed off on you last week.
Fucking no more Mr. Nice Guy part dos.
Well, it's fantastic to see you. We just did a show that crushed at Eau Claire Improv. This is the first time we've seen each other since. I can tell that you let the success of that go straight to your head, and that's okay, but we'll talk about that after the show.
Sure.
How to kind of keep yourself... You kind of got a Noel Gallagher vibe going on right now.
Well, this is actually his brother's glasses, so sick, yeah.
Like it was designed, like sold as that.
Yeah, his clothing brand. Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty green.
Look at this.
Oh,
The Topo Chico returns.
Some little Topo Chico back in their budget.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Looks like someone's not a Topo Cheapo.
That's pretty good.
Let's go.
And that might be the title.
Thank you.
Right off the top, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't usually I have a little story to tell, but I don't today.
Yeah.
I'm feeling extremely tired.
Sure. Right there with you.
And I just feel like we should be honest with the people who appreciate us.
Yeah.
I don't feel good. Ben and I are both going through stuff.
Yeah. It's a shit month.
Yeah. It's not a great month for me, although I'm feeling a lot better. But they put me on pain pills. So take that with a grain of salt.
Sure.
You know, they gave me pain pills to manage the pain.
Nice.
Not good ones.
Oh, okay.
Just like Tylenol, ibuprofen over the counter.
Sure.
What I'm on.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
But it is a step above what you can get in the...
Well, I bet if you cut it with fentanyl, it'll be pretty sweet.
You're telling me.
Yeah.
Maybe like a whole dime's worth. I'm also starving. I'm in ketosis. I have a headache.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't be negative. What's one good thing that happened to you this week?
I'm getting free Asian food tomorrow.
For what? At work?
Yeah. Just like
They're like, sorry about the...
Yeah, instead of the pizza party, it's
They're like,
Asian,
hey guys,
Asian food.
sorry we're laying off 20% of everybody. We haven't talked about that in the cast, so I can cut that out. But
You can keep it. It's cool. You said you were going to be honest with the people, so let's be.
well, yeah. Do you want to tell
Yeah.
the podcast what's happened to you?
I've been laid off, and this is my last week at work.
But where are they getting Chinese food from?
They're getting Thai orchid.
That rips
Yo.
though. That rips, honestly.
Let me tell you about yellow curry
Yeah,
and how it is the absolute
Yep.
honey of the gods.
it really is.
It's so good.
It's ambrosia, food of the gods, ambrosia.
Brother, I don't even need the rice or the onions or the chicken.
Oh, I'll eat it like a stew.
I just need the coconut milk mixed with all the spices.
Yeah,
I'll drink it out of a thermos. I don't care.
yeah. Honestly, I wish they sold that. You ever been to a coffee vending machine where they like spurt out hot coffee? They should
Oh,
have a
yeah.
curry vending machine.
Oh, yeah.
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 I saw a TikTok where this girl was selling bone broth
Yeah.
in tea bags as an alternative to tea or coffee. I like that because it kind of tins your hunger a little bit, a little protein in there.
I don't imagine it'll be great to taste or just overall,
Yeah.
but it's a good idea.
But as someone who's all about protein right now,
That's right. You are in ketosis.
I'm in ketosis, dude. I had 80 grams of lean protein for lunch.
My God, more like beef tosis.
I know. Grass-fed brown beef, 97.
Meatosis. That's the word.
93.7, dude.
Not ketosis. Meatosis.
I'll tell you what, though. Once you get over the hump, I guess I don't really have a headache. I'm just like starving, but like my mind is like sharp as tack.
Are you like just ripping ideas?
No, I can just think very clearly.
Yeah.
Like, when you eat a big meal and you're just like, ugh. Like,
Yeah.
I have none of that after I eat.
God, I might need to do that.
It's really nice. Like, I
Yeah.
finish lunch and I'm like, let's go.
Sure.
And I eat a large amount of food. Like, I had a pound of ground beef for lunch
Hell yeah.
with lettuce. But you get the lean grass-fed ground beef. It's like it doesn't weigh you down with the fat so much. It's just lean protein, dude. You just feel great.
You're just over here thinking and shit,
Making money for somebody else.
making money for somebody else and thinking
Yeah.
clearly about how you're making money for somebody else.
Yeah, capitalism rips, dude. I have a
Hell yeah.
huge TV.
You do.
And I couldn't do that in a non-capitalist society.
Well, I mean, you could, go above, hit the ranks of communism and ascend to the top, where you could get a super sick TV that you have the, peasants bring you in. That's possible too. And you know what? You're super charming, so you could go far in communist society.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah.
I feel like you would crush.
I'm just like, hey, we're all in this together, but I'm the only one with a huge TV. I do need to stop mumbling because I'm tired. I'm like,
Yeah, I feel like I'm doing that too, but I hope
lips. Hey, let's do a diction exercise.
Okay.
Lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue.
Lips to teeth, the
L-
tip of the tongue.
The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue.
The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue.
Unique New York. Unique New York.
Unique New York. Unique New York.
All right, first question. Let's do this thing. You can ask all your burning questions at jarofpain.com.
Hey, Matt, what is this podcast?
This is the Jar of Pain podcast. We said that at the beginning, but I never said where they could ask questions.
Yeah, but what do we do?
We answer life's toughest questions. And I can't promise you'll be right, but I can promise you we'll be passionate.
There we go.
There it is. There's the plug.
Why should you never marry a cop?
Well, I think you could.
You could.
There's good ones.
There's good ones.
My best friend's dad was a cop and great childhood. It was always nice to get pulled over by him because he'd be like, hey, man, you're going too fast. I'm not going to give you a ticket, but just slow it down. And I'll see you Saturday.
Honestly, I think instead of getting a ticket, just getting like a concerned, disappointed dad vibe would be just as effective.
Yeah. Growing up, we had in my town, I come from a small town. So we had like 6 or 7 like regular officers on patrol. One, best friend's dad. So you're pretty much good. And I never really raised hell or anything. It'd just be like, hey, you guys are in the park too late.
Sure.
and we weren't even doing anything bad. We just didn't want to be in a house. And then the other guy was an adult with braces, so he didn't get any respect.
Oh, you're not kidding.
He's like a 50-year-old guy with braces,
Yo.
which I commend. That's a bold move for an adult to get braces. But my God, take a sabbatical. Get out of there.
Yeah, you're going to be like, you're going to try and cuff some 12-year-old kid.
With braces?
And then that kid's going to be like, hey, I think your teeth got cuffed first. And then boom.
Oh, boom,
you're
roasted.
down.
You're done. There's a little squirrel outside the window that loves to eat nuts on this one branch. I watch him all the time.
Maybe he's just a fan of the pod.
Yeah, he's a huge Jar of Pain fan. If I move around a lot, he'll like look at me and like stop, and he'll be like, he's very curious. This is the best podcast of all time. Maybe you just shouldn't get married if you're worried about marrying a cop.
Yeah, I think what they're looking for is the whole how cops are high on the end of spousal abuse, but
yeah,
I feel like that's what they're trying to get us to pull out. But guess what?
But if you think you're at risk for spousal abuse because of the way you act in everyday life, you should fix that. Maybe that's victim blaming. I don't know. This is I'm making this up as I go.
Maybe you should think about what you're doing that's causing them to do that.
Yeah.
You think about that?
Maybe don't be such a fucking bitch all the time.
Maybe learn how to cook a meal, you know?
All right, I take it back. Don't marry anybody and you'll never get abused.
Dude, don't marry anybody. Don't go out the house. Don't even answer the door when someone gives you food. Just tell them to leave it at the step and then walk away. Don't make eye contact. Don't form human connections.
And you'll be safe.
Don't trust managers of companies that are small time. They will screw you over.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I expect a lot of those to show up today, but that's all right. The next one is like, why should you give your life to a job?
That would make me feel good. Name the 7 C's. No, because this is a question podcast, not a statement. And
I can do it though.
All right, do it.
Atlantic, Pacific, Arctic, Indian, what are the other ones? I think there's only 4 oceans. I don't think there's 7 seas.
No, they said C's.
Oh, the Black Sea, Caspian Sea, Mediterranean Sea. I don't know. The Strait of Gibraltar.
I don't think that's a C.
It's not.
That makes sense because you called it a strait.
Yeah.
Also, what about the gay Gibraltar, you know?
What? What do you mean?
What about the gay of Gibraltar? We got the Strait of Gibraltar.
It's a bay. Oh, I got it. I see.
Yeah, it's a play on words.
I got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm moving slow today.
It's okay.
I did just finish my cold brew.
You are in ketosis, so
I'm in ketosis.
yeah.
And the only food I have to cook tonight is going to take me 40 minutes after this, unfortunately.
What is it? What are you cooking?
I have to roast it. I have to roast sweet potatoes.
And you're just putting like potatoes in a pan and being like, your mama's so fat.
Yeah, kind of. Sweet potatoes, Brussels sprouts, and chicken breast. That's my dinner.
You're just going to be like, fucking sweet potatoes, you's a bitch.
I actually love sweet potatoes, dude.
We just had squash.
Not a squash man.
Yo, it's like mashed potatoes, though. Put a little butter and salt on it.
Yeah, you just like butter and salt.
You know what? This is my exact argument I have with coffee, where I'm like, you don't like the taste of coffee. You put cream and milk in it.
Yeah, we've had the discussion, but I only drink black coffee.
Which leads me to think you're insane because it's just bitter dirt water.
I think if you had some of this cold brew, you would like it.
Cold brew is not black coffee.
It is.
No, it's not.
Nothing in it. It's just black coffee.
That's crazy. You're just drinking coffee that someone left out for too long?
That's not how they make cold brew.
I mean, it's basically what it is.
No, it's just brewed for long. So I was a barista.
Okay. So
the heat extracts the caffeine and flavor from the beans. But cold brew, you grind really coarse. So there's a lot of surface area on the bean, the ground bean. and then you set it in water in the fridge or in a cabinet in the dark for days. And like that's how it brews. It brews with time, not heat. It's not like, but I have done that where like if I'm brewing a hot cup of coffee or a pot of coffee, there's leftovers, I'll put it in a jar and put it in the fridge. But that results in a very acidic cold brew, whereas the cold steeped coffee, not nearly as acidic as hot coffee. I think you'd like it. I think you'd enjoy it better than regular coffee. But you're a monster man.
Maybe with me being laid off, I'll hit up some coffee joints and
I do think it's healthier.
Coffee.
Yeah, you were asking me yesterday about like places to get work done. I think you just got to hit up a coffee shop or a cafe or a bar that no one goes to and just like drink Mountain Dew, and that's where you get your work done. Just pull up a laptop or an iPad and go to work if you're looking to do creative stuff.
Yeah, you're probably right.
To answer your question about the 7 C's, there aren't 7.
To amend what Matt just said, you didn't ask us a question.
That's so
ask
true.
us only questions.
Yeah.
You could have said, can you name the 7 C's? But
So,
you didn't.
Details.
Pay attention and respect our time. Third question. Which sock goes on first?
That's
Ooh.
interesting.
What are you? Are you a left foot man or a right foot man?
I think I'm a left foot man. You put the right one on first?
Maybe I do. I don't know. Now I'm trying to think about it.
Now, are you sock, shoe, shoe, or are you sock, shoe, shoe?
Sock, shoe.
Believe it or not, there are people in this world who are sock, shoe.
Those people,
I know.
you ever think like Hitler had a good idea but wrong people?
Yeah.
Because that's what I feel about those people. What are you talking about? What are you doing? What do you shower then take a shit while you're at it?
Oh, what a
You're
mistake.
An animal.
What a mistake.
That is atrocious.
Have I done it? Yes.
Yeah, we've all
But
done
it was out of necessity. It was like,
and it was a crazy day probably.
yeah, it was like before work I showered, and then before I left I was like, oh, I got to do that thing.
I got to shit.
I try to wait till I'm at work so I get paid for it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
yeah. Boss makes $1.
I make a dime. That's why I shit on company time.
Man, that is a capitalist saying if I've never heard one.
I mean, it's just reality. Why would I spend, like, especially, I live really close to work. So it's like either I'm 10 minutes late to work or I clench the cheeks at work on time and my first 10 minutes are just alone time. That's nice. It's a nice way to get into the broth.
It's a nice way to get into the swing of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone at work knows. Matt poops at 8:15. I'm regular. I will like get up at 8:15 and my coworkers will be like, it's that time. they've got me pegged.
I mean, I hope not, because you've got a bunch of shit in your butt.
Yeah, right now I do. I'm thinking about taking Friday off to take a laxative and ride the ride.
That is a plan. You just take a whole day off to shit.
Well, dude, if you take a laxative, you're tied to the toilet.
That's fair.
I'm going through a medical issue where I have abdominal pain and they can't figure it out.
See, we're being honest today.
I've had an ultrasound, I've had blood tests, I've had 3 doctor's appointments where they're checking for hernias and stuff, and they can't figure it out. I don't think it's appendicitis because I think I would have really, really known by now because it's been going on for now 9 days. But my dad called me the other day and he's like, just so you know, when I had appendicitis, it was a 3-week thing and it was just uncomfortable. So maybe that's it. But everything I've read about appendicitis is like 3 or 4 days after you first feel discomfort, you like have a high fever and it's like excruciating pain.
And you poopied?
I have a few times, but it's definitely not like grade A. I'm not doing my best work.
I would like to know what you mean by best work. Like, are we talking like quantity or quality?
Just like, you can tell when you do your best work. You're like, that was a good one, and I feel lighter.
You ever take a shit and then you wipe your butt and there's like nothing there?
Yeah, it's called a ghosty.
That's
the best.
You just made that up.
No,
That's a real thing?
that's what me and my
Like-
friend. That's what me and my friends call it.
Okay. That should be an Urban Dictionary word for sure.
It probably is. I have a group chat with the boys where
Yeah.
randomly once someone will be like, "Had a ghosty, woo, good day," because it is a good day.
That is a good day. You ever
Listen, this can't be a shit podcast. The last episode we put out, we talked about shit for 20 minutes.
listen, just stick with me, okay? You ever just like clean your butt real good and then like within 24 hours just take a horrendous shit? It's like your asshole is like a puppy dog that just refuses to stay clean. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I shit twice a day normally. Right now I'm about once every day and a half.
I'm always like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not a frequent shitter.
Oh, sometimes I push one out just to take a break at work. Play the Wordle or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't work in an impressive environment. It's alone time.
Hey, this is a sweet transition. Why do you need to pee after sex?
UTIs. Urinary tract infections.
Well, it's because if you don't pee, then all the cum will go back into the balls and then it'll like calcify.
no,
And
this is inaccurate.
I really wish you would have played along with that.
No.
Because that would have been fun.
This is a medical
information.
question. We have to be on. This is a medical question.
I am not a doctor. I took no oath.
Well, for girls, it's because you've been ramming dick in them, and then sweat or maybe whatever gets rammed up in there and into the pee hole on the woman, and they got to pee that out or else UTIs.
Well, see, the reason girls pee after sex is because if they pee and then it pushes out any of the semen, whatever semen's in there, that's the semen that goes to the egg, and that's how babies are made. That's a fact.
You know it's different holes, right?
That's a fact.
Okay, I just want to make sure you know. It's a good bit. I just want to make sure you know that is not how the anatomy is.
It's legitimately how it works. Ask any doctor.
As a guy, when you pee after sex, sometimes it's not a clear stream. It's like, because you still got little swimmers at the tip.
Hey,
You ever done that?
When it fucking goes like that, when it fucking dual streams?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes it's because there's extra jizz in there.
I'm not going to lie. God fucked up on that one.
Why? I think it's fun. It's to remind you you're alive.
No, it's not. Because then you'll just be like trying to piss in the toilet. And then you fucking, let me tell you, I'm a sit down pee boy for a lot more in my older days because I can't just trust my dick.
Oh, yeah.
I can't trust for a single
I
stream.
stand up, but I have no trust. I just live alone.
No.
I live alone and I've got good cleaning
You'll
materials.
just get piss on the floor, which,
Who
more-
cares? I live alone.
more. That's fair. It's a good point.
Who cares? Sometimes I piss two ways and I haven't even had sex. It's just my little dick has been mushed up into the jeans all day.
Yeah, I feel like it's more often or not. It's less dual streams after sexy time.
Some people have an extra hole in their penis and they pee two ways. They have to hold it.
Oh, like a fucking hose? I wish you could do that with your dick where you like a hose where you try to get the power spray.
I bet you could.
You're like,
I mean, that's just physics. This has nothing to do with the dick.
that is true.
So you could if you really want to try that.
You'd have to just like really like
But I got a thick stream.
You'd have to have
It's
really
like the
good
width
abs.
of a quarter.
You ever hear someone piss and it just hits the bowl
Yeah,
or the
that's-
fucking the urinal and you're like, Jesus Christ,
That's me.
that man's got kegels.
I have to slow it down manually because if I just let it rip, it's like an elephant piss, and then I get piss all over my shirt.
You ever like be pissing and then you're like, I'm gonna try and hold it
No, because
just to see how long you could.
when I was a kid, maybe when I was a child.
And don't do it for too long. Don't like actually do that because then all the piss will go back into your balls, which is where the piss is
Calcify,
stored,
and it'll calcify.
calcified, and that's where kidney stones come from.
Yeah,
And then you'll have to piss out all that calcified piss. It's a whole thing.
I did find out I do not have kidney stones, nor any signs of future kidney stones.
Nice. I am horrified at kidney
Me
stones.
too. Me too. They checked me for gallbladder stones too. I'm clean as a whistle.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wait, what's a gallbladder stone?
Your gallbladder produces So your liver produces bile,
Yeah.
which helps food digest in the intestine. I've
Yeah.
learned a lot about how this works.
Yeah.
And your gallbladder holds extra bile, but it's actually not necessary with our modern diets. Like, we don't need that. Like, a lot of people get their gallbladders removed.
We don't need no extra gallbladder. Doo-doo.
But people can form, similar to the kidneys, like gallstones, which are very uncomfortable, and they'll just take the gallbladder out. It's like the appendix. Like, you don't actually need it. It was more for like when we were primal beings and you didn't eat regularly and you would just kill a horse, like cavemen did.
Yeah.
But you like when you were eating huge meals less frequent.
Yeah.
It required more for the digestion. But now, like, we eat pretty consistently throughout the day so that it can just have a slow drip from the liver, but you don't need like a huge onslaught. Also, if you throw up really, really hard, like you get really, really sick as a kid, and you're just puking, the bitter stuff that comes out when you've really puked everything else out is bile. It's like a greenish fluid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is maybe the grossest episode we've done. I just want you to be aware of that. So maybe the next we can just steer away from the bathroom for the rest of the episode.
Let's see.
We'll see if the jar wants us to do that.
If the jar gives us a bathroom related question,
we have to answer.
We're going to lean into it for the rest of the episode.
Okay.
What does your cabinet look like for Prez 2044? Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me reread this. What does your cabinet look like for Prez 2044?
I have 20 years to figure it out. Next question.
Oh, that cabinet. I am an idiot, and I thought like a kitchen cabinet. Like they wanted to know what your ingredients were.
No, they want to know like who's gonna be like part of my cabinet, like director of transportation. Who's gonna be working for me. Defense administration, Secretary of State. I don't even know if those positions qualify, but they want to know who's going to be my right-hand people. I can't possibly know that right now. Anybody who's currently in politics will be way too old for me. And like, I don't know anybody else my age who wants to run the country yet. I haven't met those people. I'm sure they're out there probably doing something with local government, but me, I'm a man of the people. I'm just trying to figure out what everybody else wants.
Yeah.
But I can promise you, I'm a good judge of character, and I'm good at sussing out people, and I understand intentions well. So whoever they will be the best at what they're at, and I can promise you that as your future president of this beautiful United States of America.
Can't wait to be Speaker of the House.
Well,
what is the best first date spot in Eau Claire?
Ooh, it depends on the date. It depends on the person who you're with. If I can tell you some great dates I've been on. There was one great date I went on where we met up at Dooley's on Water Street, and then we did like a progressive drinks and dinner. You know what that is? A progressive drinks and dinner? Like a progressive dinner? You ever heard of that term? So we started at Dooley's, we got a drink. Then we went to another bar and got a drink and an appetizer. And then we went to Hooligans to get dinner. And then we got an after dinner drink somewhere. So like that kind of stuff I love. So we kind of walked around downtown, and then you kind of get to know each other, and you're walking around, and it's fun. It was 110 degrees outside, which was weird, but we had committed to it. Another great date I went on. We just drove around the countryside, shared a bottle of wine, no glasses, just out of the bottle in the front seat, driving in the middle of nowhere, and we played each other music that meant a lot to us. Like she would pick a song, I would pick a song. That was a great date.
Yeah.
So like but it depends on who you are as a person. I can tell you, don't go to the movies on the first date. I think that's a terrible first date. You don't even get to talk to them. An activity is nice. Something you can orbit around. So axe throwing, bowling, make some pottery. Like, how do you interact with the world,
I would go to the Milwaukee Burger.
Okay.
Off Hastings.
Yep.
And then I would immediately walk her to the front of the funeral home right next to the Milwaukee Burger.
Yeah.
And I would hold her hand and look deep into her eyes and say, this is where I want us to end up.
I think that is the best date possible.
And if that's not romantic,
She's not the one for you, bro.
see ya later. Wait, is this last question?
We'll do 2 more.
Okay, cool. Because I was like, we got to manifest.
I might cut out some of the pee stuff.
All right. Well, it's not being honest to the audience. I'm just saying.
It is.
Should we bring back the Roaring Twenties?
Sure. What does that entail?
I think it entails copious amounts of money and debauchery, which honestly,
Yeah.
let's do it.
I think we should. After like COVID ended, I mean, it's still going on. Like it's still out there, but after the pandemic, like emergency, everyone's inside their house ended. There are all these memes that were like, it's the new Roaring 20s. I haven't felt that personally. Nothing has ever been more expensive than it is now. I don't feel like I have the means to roar.
Well, it was mostly those super rich who were roaring in the 20s.
I don't think so.
Because that's how we ended up into the Great Depression, was because they were literally smoking cigars made from $100 bills at parties. I distinctly remember that in my history class.
Yeah, but that wasn't. It's not like no one budgeted and then the Depression happened. It's because we did isolationism. That was like those were our policies put forth by our government at the time, was an isolationist, no trade, not no trade, but like large tariffs on foreign trade. So no one wanted to trade with us. Then eventually everything went up in price and you had hyperinflation, stock market crash, boom, bang, boom, Great Depression. But I know what you're saying. Like when people spend money like that or use money like that, that adds to inflation. When money is seemingly everywhere because we have unlimited needs and wants, but limited resources. And that's how inflation is like gauged. When you have more money and you can buy whatever you want, resources go down and then you have nothing to buy. And so the only way to control that is to raise the prices. And that's what inflation is.
I'm not going to lie. You went hard and you had some great facts, but I spaced out.
That's okay. That's all right.
But I love that you knew all that, because that just proves what a great candidate you are for president.
I agree.
2044 Matt Hasenmueller.
So yeah, I'd love to bring back the Roaring 20s, but I think we're too far gone, truthfully. Because that was a time of like speakeasies, You can't have that anymore. People have Instagram and cell phones. You can't have no contact. You just can't do it anymore.
I think we need to up the ante if we're going to Roaring 20. Like everything that's been done before, and like when it gets done again, it gets amplified. So like,
but aren't we too old to roar?
Like, what can we do? No, we're 30. We're in our 30s. You're sounding like one of those little Gen Z 20-year-olds. You're like, I'm so old. My knees crack.
I can't party anymore, really. Like, I'm going to a wedding this weekend for one of my coworkers, and all my coworkers are going, so I know it's going to be a party. And I'm like, but I don't want to stay out till midnight. I want to be home by 10:30.
Are all your coworkers the same age as you, roughly?
No, younger, mostly.
How young?
25, 26.
I bet you could talk like one of them into like going to bed.
Well, I'm just going to leave. I don't care.
Yeah, no,
I'm just going to go.
You're in your 30s. Yeah, you're like, hey.
I don't care.
Fucking, I'm outie.
The fact that I stay past dinner and then drink and dance a little bit, that's more than enough. That's my present.
Literally. Okay, here's the thing. Could we bring back the Roaring 20s? Yes. But that means we have to do some debauchery with money. We have to use the money to do something debaucherous.
Well, we're going to need more money to roar.
Like
title. We're going to need more money to roar.
So long, Topo Chico. But honestly, funny how you said that Topo Chico was the name, but then you said more money to roar, and the connection was money. That's a fun little. I don't do drugs. This is the way my brain works.
Okay.
I connect things, and that's where I was just like, the through line is monetary value,
Yeah, sure. So yeah, we could bring it back. I'm down.
I'm going to come all over the money.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah. And not give a shit about it.
Hey, it still spins.
It still spins.
This is the last question. We are gathered here today on the Jar of Pain podcast to manifest a great last question. May the powers of the jar provide us with a great last question that brings someone closer to exaltation.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
Dead dragonfly for $1.
Explain, please.
I was at my friend's house. There was a dead dragonfly on the porch. I said, I'll eat that for $1. He goes, okay. And I ate it. It was gross. And then he gave me $1. Pretty simple story. A lot of my stories involve a lot of razzmatazz and detail, but that one's just cut and dry.
I'm still trying to think. That was just so out of left field. And that really was weird. Fucking weirdest thing I've ever...
It was sour too.
Oh.
Was not a good flavor.
Was it like at least crunchy? Did it have a little...
It had a dried crisp to it. Yeah, it'd been bacon.
Nice.
Yeah, it was like a raisin, but crunchy. But yeah, it was like sour and bitter.
It's the weirdest thing I've ever eaten. Mussels.
You didn't like them? They're delicious.
It's like if you have a cold, you're pretty much eating mussels. You know what I mean? Like if you got a stuffy nose.
Yeah. Have you had oysters?
I've not
raw
had oysters. No.
Ooh, those are good. But you can't get them here.
You're just like, just slurping fucking sea cum. Like just, like.
It literally tastes like the beach. It's incredible. A little salty, but it's very fresh. But you have to get them fresh. The first time I had oysters, I was in Minnesota. That was a mistake.
Yeah, that's a terrible idea.
And I know they're flown in fresh, 24-hour flight probably, but they're a day old. And it tastes that way.
Do you think oysters have like business class aquarium tanks?
I think they're shipped on ice. They're shipped cold. I don't think they're shipped live. But when I was out on the East Coast a few years ago for a vacation, every restaurant had fresh oysters, and they were like, yeah, these were caught this morning 6 miles down the road in this cape or this, Those were incredible. I fell in love with oysters. They were relatively cheap, $1.50 an oyster. So whoever I was with, we'd get a drink, get a half dozen oysters, just start the meal out. They're incredible. You put a little hot sauce, a little lemon on there. They're incredible, dude. I love oysters, but you just can't. You can't get them here. Maybe there's a better place than I found, but the brunch spot where I was like, oh, they got oysters on the menu. I've never had those. And then it literally tasted like Poseidon farted in my mouth. Not for me. Yeah, it was terrible.
No, thank you. That's how I feel about Brussels.
But if you're ever out east, dude,
mussels,
you got to try an oyster. Mussels are like everywhere now. I feel like every like cool bar, pub, like brew pub has mussels on the menu.
I had mine from Brussels though. So this was...
You were out in the Europe.
Literally mussels from Brussels.
Mussels from Tidal.
And let me tell you, they were fine. There was this one fucking sandwich though that I am dying to have again. It was like tiny shrimp and mayo. And that's all it was.
That sounds great.
It was and it was also Belgian mayo, which is different than our mayo.
Huh.
It was so good.
Wow. That sounds great.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. Kind of a lackluster question to end on.
I liked it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's better when the question's bad.
It wasn't bad. It was just like, it was indifferent.
They can't listen. The jar provides what we need in the moment. We can't ask questions of the jar.
Yeah, you're right.